How do you get a good ROI in real estate? I am so glad you asked this question. So check it out. Getting a good ROI is really going to be a function of two things. Number one, did you get a discount on the property? And number two, what is your strategy? Okay, those two things are really going to determine whether you do well on your ROI or not. Like, let me give you first a really bad example, and then I'm going to give you a really superior example. If we use as a bad example, flipping, because flipping often looks good on paper and in reality doesn't turn out the way we want. You're doing this deal, you're doing a flip, you're crunching the numbers, and here's what you ultimately find out. I have a property that has a value of $200,000. I can purchase this property for, let's call it $150,000. Now you're looking at the numbers and you're thinking, that's $50,000 of equity. It's worth 200. I can get it for 150. $50,000, that's got to turn into a great profit, right? You're thinking so. And what I want you to understand is this is a 25% equity position, which means 150 is 75% of the value of 200, or the difference between 200 and 150 is 25%. So that is an excellent equity position for like a lease option or short-term buy and hold, which are strategies that I love. But in this case, you get into this deal and you got $50,000 to play with, and you're thinking, I'm going to make a big chunk of money. But as you dive into the deal, you might actually find that, hey, there's $25,000 of repairs. You thought it'd be 15, but it turned into 25. And then you've got closing costs. Let's call it $5,000 in costs to actually close this. And then you have a realtor that's actually selling it for 200. They're charging 6%. So that's going to cost you another $12,000. By the time you add that up, you took that $50,000 of possible profits and it's turned into $42,000 of expenses. That leaves you, the difference between 50 and 42, that leaves you $8,000. Now some of you are like, dude, I could use an extra $8,000. That's way too much risk. That's way too much liability for such a small profit. You only need something to squeak, go bump in the night and be wrong, and boom, you've lost your $8,000. So that's way too small of a margin. You're asking this question of how do I get a good ROI? It is a function of two things. Number one, it's definitely going to be a function of discount up front. And number two, it's going to be a function of strategy. These two things are really what's going to help you get a good ROI. So first of all, let's just talk about how you implement this. Number one, you need standards. When you find a deal, you're looking for a certain level of discount, right? I always love to bypass realtors and go right to the owners because they're already going to pay 6% out. 6% is something that could be construed as savings. If I have someone doing a 10% discount on the property and I get another 6% by not paying realtor fees, that's a 16% discount. For me, I am always looking for a 15% discount minimally just in doing the deal itself. But on strategy, you'll notice if you're a subscriber to my channel, if not, fix that right now, that I do this thing called a lease option. It is one of my strategies. It is a beloved strategy because a lease option, it makes me 2.5 times more money than a rental. Like just quickly, a renter gives you a refundable deposit. A lease option person gives you a non-refundable down payment. These people pay $1,200 in rent. These people pay $1,500 in rent, right? These people, they don't have an interest in taking care of the house. These people are going to do all the repairs and take care of it. You start adding up those financial differentials and guess what? This becomes, the strategy is going to impact my ROI. The discount is going to affect my ROI. So those are the two most important things that you want to be aware of when you're actually out in the game of real estate. There are so many people that get in the game of real estate, and you know what? They have not put their focus here. And the real estate investors that have failed that I meet, if you want to know what they all have in common, they didn't know how to crunch the numbers. They just got excited and thought, if I buy a home over time, I'm going to do well. That is not true. If you buy something at market and you don't have the right lease option strategy, then all of a sudden when the home doesn't do what you want it to do, you're going to get jammed up. You're going to get into a position where you need to pay money every month to support your investing, and that's when you have done it wrong. I remember the very first house that I ever did. The reason why I got excited about it is because I ran the numbers. I knew it was worth X, and I was buying it for Y. That has been important to me on every deal I've done because it is a function of ROI. Now, the discount and the equity is not the most important thing. The strategy then becomes the second most important thing, because if you're going to hold this home for a period of time, that's also going to factor in. The reality is I wouldn't have a YouTube channel and I wouldn't be able to say what I'm doing and I wouldn't be buying the hundreds of homes that I am unless I wasn't doing these two things actually correctly every single time. None of it would exist without this. So don't get excited as a real estate investor to just get out there and have a deal. You got to have standards. Now, I want to share with you as a bonus what my standards are on ROI. When I'm actually out there doing a deal, I have some minimums. Bare minimum, I want to make 15% a year on my money. Now, a lot of my deals I'm doing 20%, some of them 25%, some of them even more. But the reason why I have this minimum is because if my real estate is earning 15% and compounding every year, it takes roughly 5 years for my money to double. Now, just think about that for a minute. That is a huge deal. If I got 50 grand in real estate, then 5 years later, that's become 100 grand. 5 years later, it's become 200 grand. 5 years later, it's become 400 grand. Now, there's accelerants where you can go way faster than that, but this minimum ROI, this allows people all day long to come to me and say, Kris, you got the deals, let's play. And that's actually something that you yourself may actually want to do, is that I have people that will evaluate me, my system, my track record, and then say, hey, you either are one of two people. You're either going to say, I want to do this myself, or you're going to say, I want someone to do this for me. And both of those options exist in the world of real estate. So ROI, two most important things if you want to have a good one: get a discount on the property, contemplate the right strategy. If you're not sure what the right strategy would be, then I'm going to recommend that you talk to a member of my team, because I'll give you a full-blown strategy. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, and me and my team will reach out and show you exactly what it is to mentor with me, have me show you the ropes, and get you out there doing profitable real estate transactions. For the rest of you that are saying, well, Kris, I actually thank you for the video. I'm on my way. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I drop nuggets and knowledge every single day like this that can be useful and helpful for you. And at the end of the day, a lot of people sometimes wonder, Kris, why are you doing this, right? I mean, the videos, they take some time and effort to put together. If you're retired, why would you actually do this? I want to tell you that I'm helping you learn how to make a lot of money in real estate. But once you do, you're going to have to figure out who you are and really what you want to do with your life. Because when you don't have a boss telling you where to be, when you don't have someone else, yanking your chain and telling you what you have to do with your life, it really puts you in an empowering place to discover how are you going to leverage your freedom. And for me, part of it is playing, part of it is traveling the world, part of it's being with my family, part of it's enjoying the nicer things of life, part of it is serving my community, and a part of it is giving back. And this channel is a way for me to build a community of individuals that want to be super successful. I don't care how young or how old you are. I don't care whether you have money or you don't have money. If you want to be part of a community that can help you figure out how to do this stuff the right way all day long, then talk to a member of my team in that link below and read the information on what we're doing here. And let's actually show you the ropes of the right way to do it, and then give you the support that will make the difference so that you can have that freedom and success in your life.